We have some new sunflowers coming, more zinnias.
And these are Lysianthus?
They are Lysianthus.
Beautiful.
That's my favorite. We have some purple there, we have some pink over there.
They're gorgeous.
We get most of our flowers from Miller's Plant Farm, believe it or not.
Well, I've bought a lot of flower plants over the years from Miller's Plant Farm too, and actually did a pollinator garden. That was our COVID project.
That's a hyacinth bean.
Really?
Yeah. And it creates a little tunnel, and kids like to run through there.
Yeah.
You know, or when it's really hot out, you know, hot sunny day.
Yeah.
Kids like to go in there, and while their mothers, usually
Or
their
cutting
mothers.
flowers.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's fun.
It's like a secret garden. That's so neat. So how many people do you expect to have on the farm this fall?
Last year, even with COVID, it was an amazing turnout. It was unbelievable. People just were so happy to get out and do something other than sit around and, you know, wonder what else they were going to do for the day. And it was an amazing experience. I think it'll be a little bit different this year because there are more things to do. There's more things open. But I'm expecting a really big turnout again too. I'm hoping thousands.
That's wonderful. And I'm hearing that from a lot of the local farmers that people reconnected with farming. How fortunate we are in York County that we have all this amazing produce. We have, you know, local dairies with ice cream and cheeses and so many folks who fresh
so
meats
lucky,
and we really are very fortunate.
Very lucky.
That we can avail ourselves of all of that right here, and it doesn't have to travel in big trucks. You can source it
There's
right
no
here.
Shipping. Yeah, it's all right here, and especially when we can do direct on the farm sales, it's such a benefit to the consumer. They know who grew it, who picked it. You know, sometimes they pick it. It just is. There's nothing like it, really. It just really is, and. With this new act, it just is, it makes things, we can breathe a little easier knowing that that's in place. So thank you.
We're thrilled. And, you know, it's so important to be out in the community, talking with our farmers, our local entrepreneurs, nonprofits about the needs in the community because you know, the prime sponsor over in the House was actually a farmer, and I had the bill in the Senate because I had heard from folks this was an issue. Agriculture is a huge business here in York County, and agritourism is really the new face of farming here in York County. This farm has been in your family
since 1810.
1810, so over 200 years.
We're a bicentennial farm. And my sister actually lives in the old stone farmhouse where we grew up, and looks amazing. It didn't look like that when we were growing up. My family were, my mother and father were dairy farmers. So.
Well, and dairy farmers have had a lot of challenges over the last many years, so I can understand why you would want to evolve, diversify, and go into other lines of business. But from a liability perspective,
it does take a lot of pressure off of us, and we're very thankful for the legislature for working on this and getting this through. We'll still have insurance, I'm sure, and we have always done safety checks. We don't want to have an accident here on the farm. It's just something, and we, you know, I wish I could knock on some wood. We have never had anything happen. So we've always been like super crazy about where people are going. But could be, you know, a groundhog hole, you know, little critters get in there pretty fast and dig a hole. Somebody could step in it, and you just don't know.
Right. From an implementation point of view, have you gotten to that point where you're implementing it? I know that the Pennsylvania Farm Bureau has been working with the York County Farm Bureau and its members to try and make sure that folks have what they need to effectively implement.
We're just beginning the implementation. We're trying to work out how to get the wording. We're probably going to do it on like a map, something like that, so that the people do get it. The signs are amazing. They're very clearly stated.
We are thrilled that you've been here for 200 years with your family, farming this land. We hope that you'll stay 200 more years, and it's important to pass those pieces of legislation to assure that the next generation and generations thereafter can farm here in York County. Oh, this is gorgeous.
Yeah, this is our...
So these are
pink ladies.
Pink
They are always the
ladies.
first to bloom
Okay.
and the last to pick.
Really?
Yeah.
These are so beautiful.
Yeah, they turned out really well this year. They should...
And they get like a pink blush on them, right?
Right. But they won't be picked until late October.
Okay. Cameo.
They come later.
They're fresh. Now, do you let folks in here to pick, or so they come in and pick these?
Yep, we'll bring the tractor and wagons down the road here, drop them off, give them a little box, and they can pick 3 apples, 2 apples. They can pick a half a bushel. They can put however many they want.
Most popular variety?
Honeycrisp,
Honeycrisp.
always.
Relatively new variety.
Relatively, yes.
Yeah. Your favorite?
I actually am a Gala girl.
Okay.
It's actually the variety that we will be picking first.
Okay. Gosh, they're so beautiful. When I was a kid growing up in an orchard, there were freestanding trees, but you've got these wires and guides for them to grow on.
Yes.
And why is that?
We can produce more fruit in a smaller amount of space.
Okay.
It's a European way of doing it. It's caught on here in the United States probably the last, what, 10 years?
Maybe 15 years.
And we actually have to thin them every year. We have to go through and thin them by hand because it would just be, the apples would be very small. And the weight of the tree, it wouldn't be good for the tree.
Right.
It'd be too heavy.
It's beautiful. And they look like they're trellised.
Yes.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think what's really neat is that when my kids were little and you took them to a regular orchard, you'd have to lift your kids up so
Right.
they could pick an apple. And when I look at these, you know,
it's so great for kids.
little
yeah.
ones can get them at the lower levels. You might need somebody 6 foot tall on a stepladder to get those apples at the very top.
We usually take them down, so it's
Yeah.
not tempting for people to, climb up there.
Yeah,
So.
that makes sense.
And they don't want to. I mean,
Right.
they like to just go along where they can pick it and go. But yeah, this is the Honeycrisp. This is probably the most popular, the most sought out. What's your favorite?
You know, I like a wide variety of them. So I do like Honeycrisp. I like Gala. And I like to cook with wine sap.
Okay.
I think they have a neat flavor. So I just really like apples. And I also think that they're really good with caramel.
Oh yeah. Everything's better with caramel.
Right? Any variety of apple tastes absolutely delicious. Farm stand, pick your own, corn maze.
Corn maze. Pick your own apples. Pick your own pumpkins.
Hay wagon rides.
Yep. It'll be
And then Christmas will come and come and get your Christmas
trees.
tree.
Yeah, with last year we had so many couples coming that usually travel out of the county for Christmas to go see their kids who have moved or whatever. And it was amazing the number of people who came back to the farm and said, we used to come with the kids to get our tree here. We're not traveling this year. So we want to come back and see you. We see that you're still here, after 27 years. And it was just amazing. I can't tell you how many families that we ran into that were saying that. It was amazing.